Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder Path Trading Partners along with Bob Iacchino. Let's check in on NEO. So when we last left off, we had some projections higher with the main one being 138.32, just minor cluster in between. You see it just blew through all these levels coming up. What was the high here? 138.98, so that was a pretty decent level, pulling back. Running back up, this formed a double top then. A double top formed up here, so let me move these out of the way for now, and we will see the next big moves up that we can take. But let me just get those and then I'll update that one to here. All right, let's focus on the downside first. So we have a nice double top triggered, and with our three levels reversing this up move, pretty much hitting all three. We had 122.08. This was 122.23. It may come back down and test it again with the 50, and we'll see why this is very key on the daily when we switch over there. Looking a little weak though. It did complete the pattern, but we could see these levels easily again. That's why I'm leaving them on the chart, and we'll fine tune where it could pull back to on the daily chart to the upside. Let's take a look at that. Oh, this is sort of nice. So you just have a stop reduction level 141. Should we turn back up there? Could also be a nice rotation move back up, or if we get another move down here, we could have a nice little double bottom pattern that could form. That could be a nice entry, and then we look for those targets, and then eventually if it does go to the new highs, we'd look for these upward targets. Now we have a really strong cluster in here, 143 to 144.80. That's going to be a key level to either take something off if you've added something on the pullback, or at least raise your stops again. And then 150.08, we round it down to 150, of course, because we all know how much people trading the cryptos love the round numbers. Let's check in on the daily chart though. We really need to fine tune this. So you see that double bottom triggered went right down to the rotation zone, right between. You got the first separation, rotation zone. So now this is key support. So if it comes back down here, even if it breaks a little lower, major support is about this 120.67 to 121. Really watch for support. What we don't want to see is a close below the 21 moving average, because especially with the first cross and then it weakens and closes below there, that's not a good sign. So that's the level we'll be watching for the pullback. If it were to break down farther, this 118 level, it was a lot of resistance. Now it's becoming support. You can watch for it there, and then major support is going to come down right around this 113 to 114.50 area. You can also see if this does rotate back up to the upside, we're still in a clear path move, at least till the cluster targets, so that's good. And then it goes into an advanced clear path move. So these are pretty decent targets to the upside. So that gives you a nice path for trading or dealing with your crypto investment in NEO. Switching over to NEM/XEM. So we had the horizontal channel trigger to the upside and could only get to the stop reduction level. That is pretty weak, and we've said before in the videos that NEM is acting very, very weak. It's one of the weakest cryptos that we follow right now publicly out there. Could only get to the stop reduction, move up, stop, and then came down and pretty much stopped it out as a trade. And I'm not talking an investment, I'm talking as in a trade. Also in the process, making this really nice double top similar to NEO, triggering it, then running down, hitting all the targets, retesting the lowest target of this 0.5220 level. So that is done. That's why you really need to watch for these double bottoms and double tops and mark them out for yourself. Never triggered the horizontal channel to the downside. You see it dipped into it multiple times, it never got the close. That is now invalid because it already broke out the other side. So major area we're watching on this, the first area is this 0.5018, and then if that is broken, the level we don't want to see broken is this 0.4675 area. So that's what you're watching for to the downside. If it does turn back up, we're looking at the major resistance area still coming in right around now this 0.595. And then if it pops through there, we'll be watching for about 0.624. You can also do some GAN projections, but it's really caught in this horizontal consolidation. So we need to see a move out of it. Let's check in on the daily though to really help us fine tune what's going on. Let me zoom in here. We got a bunch of lines on here. So as we've talked about before, it's going against this rotation zone. We finally pop back into it, then immediately it's pretty much reversing all of this strong green bar, wiping it out right now. Not an outside bar, this is still an inside bar, but it's a large inside bar, essentially canceling this one out. You start doing some candlestick math on this, and it's almost going to turn into a very long-legged doji. So unless something drastically changes today and this all of a sudden rallies back up, it's not a very positive sign. We are constantly getting the support, buyers stepping in right around this 0.50 to 0.51. Now, if that gets broken, especially if we start getting some momentum downside, a lot of these buyers are going to bail, and I'll be watching for, again, we'll see that 0.50, then possibly that 0.46, and right in front of that level is 0.4735. So you're going to want to watch for this little zone right in here. Should this break down, that's going to be the next major support area we'll be watching for. That's the 200-day simple moving average. Okay, see when it sold off before, it came down, dipped below it, but pretty much closed on it, dipped down again, then rallied back up again. So we're going to be watching this area right here for a potential reversal pattern, not just rushing in to buy it, but seeing if we get a strong reversal pattern, a double bottom, a blow off bottom, and then that could be a sign to then dip the toe back in the water and see if we can pick up some NEM cheaply and see if it can get back into the rotation zone. Now, this is also why we don't get greedy going against the rotation zone, because it hasn't been able to get out of it. Now, we can do just a little level here, and we're going to look to see where if it runs up here from these key lows in this consolidation. I don't know why we keep losing this. Sorry about that. All right, there we go. Now, if we run up, I just want to see where the upper to 12 and the 25. So if we do get some strength and can erase this red candle, this 61.67 is going to be a key level, and the 63.19 is coming in with the top of the rotation zone right now. But keep in mind that this rotation zone is going to fall. That's what you're going to want to pay attention to. So if this goes sideways and then turns back up and manages to break above these highs, it's probably going to converge with the 61.67. So the resistance level keeps getting lower the longer this stays in consolidation. And again, we'll be watching at some point for the close above the rotation zone like we've seen in the other cryptos. Until that happens, we're in defensive mode. You're not getting aggressive with your targets, and we're being very cautious with the buys and what triggers our buying patterns. They have to be highly reliable patterns. That's what we have for you in NEO and NEM/XEM. Hope this is helping everyone. If you like the channel, please like, subscribe, and comment so we can keep the videos coming. Bye for now.